What's up, guys? Welcome back to the BPS Customs YouTube channel. We are taking a quick break this week from our Gaming PC Basics series, which will resume very shortly. But I had a little bit of maintenance that I need to do both on my main editing rig and on my main editing workspace. We're going to kill two birds with one stone today, and I hope you guys come along for the ride. Be Quiet introduces a new way to keep your PC build cool, silent, and looking fresh. Meet the Silent Base 802, available in black or white, windowed, or silence focused. Each case comes with interchangeable top and side panels, a fully kitted out front I/O selection, 3 PureWings fans, and a completely modular interior layout that lets you even run the system inverted. With support for up to 420mm radiators or a full complement of hard drives, make the Silent Base the start of your next PC build. Check out the link below or head to bequiet.com to learn more. So if you guys are new here, make sure to head down below and hit that subscribe and that bell icon. It's really important if you guys like this kind of content, because unfortunately it seems like YouTube's not really pushing my videos out to a lot of people right now, so hitting that bell is a definite way to get notified the next time I publish, which I do every single week. So some of you might be familiar with this build. This is without a doubt the most powerful system that I have ever built on this channel. I think I did one more powerful system build on Steve from Gamers Nexus's channel, so you guys can go back and check that out. We did that in late 2019. But this system had a Threadripper 3970X and 2 RTX 3090s when we built it back in January. It was a cyberpunk themed build, hence the yellow cables, and it came out just absolutely phenomenal. However, it is a water-cooled system and as such does require regular maintenance. As a part of that maintenance, what I'm going to probably want to do is keep this system down for a little while. I'm going to want to take the whole thing apart, clean it out bit by bit. There was a ton of dust on the bottom dust filter, and as a result, there is still some dust down here on the fans, although dust filters definitely do their job, but there's almost dust on every single surface in here, not to mention that you should flush and fill your water-cooled builds regularly. I'm probably going to want to reapply some thermal paste. This whole process is going to take me a little while. So what I'm going to do is take that opportunity to actually clean up my workstation inside my office. Now, while this system is down, I am going to need something to edit on, and lucky for me, I have another way that I could do that without really interrupting my workflow. I reached out to NZXT and asked them if they wanted to be a part of this build, and they said absolutely. They sent over the Kraken Z73, some air fans, a C850 power supply, and their H510 Elite. We're going to be putting together an AMD Ryzen 9 5950X build with 64 gigs of memory, the Asus ROG Crosshair 8 Dark Hero board, some Lian Li Strimmer Plus cables, as well as half of the memory out of this build and all of the storage out of this build. I figured it was much easier to just transfer that stuff over so that I had all my editing software in place. Didn't really have to change or do a whole lot because it is all eventually going to have to go back into this build. And I don't need the memory while it's disassembled anyway. So that stuff is ported over, but the rest of the build is basically brand new. This is going to allow me to do something with my workspace because, as you can see in this clip here, it is quite crowded. And when you take a look at what I have going on, it's kind of like I've not really cleaned it up in all that long. There's a lot of cable clutter behind the PC. There's wires everywhere that are now disconnected and lead to nothing. The desk is absolutely filthy, and this is going to be a really good time to take everything down, clean it all, neaten it up, maybe even mount a monitor on the wall instead of having it on my desk, and utilize a larger workspace area without this gigantor sitting next to me, at least for the time being. The NZXT H510 Elite is a case that I really like, and it is fairly compact. So that's going to allow us to have a little bit more space on the desk, and who knows, maybe that's something that I'm going to like moving forward. The first step in the process is to basically take everything off the desk, unplug it, and clean the entire thing. It was absolutely filthy. I did this earlier, and I couldn't believe the amount of dead bugs and dust bunnies and everything else back there. It was really gross, and I'm glad that I got a chance to do this. The second step in the process is going to be to build this machine. So why don't we get that done, because that will allow us to see how much room we have in the office on the desk so that we can reconfigure everything, and also that'll allow me to get you some pretty sexy B-roll. So this build came out awesome. I am really digging the way this looks. I set it up in all black and white. All the lighting is white. Everything else obviously is black. But this is one of the reasons why I like this case, because even though there is lighting on the fans, it's not overwhelming. It's not overpowering. You can make it subtle if you want to. And yes, I did add in the Lian Li strimmers, so maybe subtlety is out the window. But just keeping it black and white, I think, makes for a really classy appearance in a nice compact footprint that still fits everything that I need. Now, just as a point of comparison, here are the results of this system exporting last week's Gaming PC Basics series, which if you haven't seen, you can find right up there, versus my 3970X editing system exporting the same exact file. Here's the export on the existing 3970X system with an RTX 3080. This is not with the dual 3090s, but honestly, it didn't make that much of a difference. You could see it rendered out here in 3 minutes and 55 seconds. Here is the export on the 5950X system. And as you can see, it's just 10 seconds slower for a full project video file over 10 minutes with color correction, adjustment layers, transitions, and all that good stuff. The next step in the process is going to be to take this guy into my office, set it up on the desk, get all the connections hooked up, pushed basically up against the wall, and then we're going to see how much room we have left over for manipulating everything else on the desk and possibly mounting a monitor on the wall.
5 hours later.
Well, that took a little bit longer than expected. I've actually been working on this basically all day, and it's finally done, and my office looks a lot neater and a lot more like I need it to look moving forward. One of the issues that I face is that while I enjoy having a completely overpowered editing system, it is huge, and I'm only editing one video a week, sometimes 2 videos a week. I think a system like that would be much more appropriate for somebody who's constantly editing videos if that was their profession. I do have a 9-to-5 job, so I'm only really video editing on the weekend. And I don't take full advantage of that kind of a system, something with that much power. It's almost better for me to have something like I just built that will game just fine for me. The 5950X is phenomenal at editing and gaming. The RTX 3070 is plenty for any of the games that I want to play. And I think it'll be a really good substitute for a while honestly I probably procrastinate rebuilding that system or cleaning it out and doing what needs to be done. So for now, that system is going to be perfect for me and for my needs. The setup is much cleaner, much more functional, much easier to navigate. All the wiring is bundled in behind the PC so that I don't have to worry about random wires kind of flying out all over the place. And I'm much happier with the layout. I have a bigger desk pad now. And I don't know, I'm just happy overall. I didn't end up mounting the monitor on the wall, as you guys can certainly see, but I didn't think I needed to. Once I kind of organized everything and put it where it needed to go, I had enough real estate on the desk itself where I didn't feel like I needed to drill into the wall to mount the monitor. And honestly, this makes it easier to change it out in the future if I ever need to do that. So thank you so much for watching, guys. This has been an exhausting few days, actually, but I'm glad it's all wrapped up and done with. Again, if you like this kind of content, we do PC builds, we do explainers and how-tos and gaming PC basics series, so make sure you get subscribed and hit that notification bell if you want to make sure that you are aware when I publish new content. Also hit that like button if this video was cool for you, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.